Welcome back to News Geelong. Hope you're keeping nice and warm as we continue with the program. Netballers have returned to the courts at Cardinia Park Netball Complex following a $1.4 million major redevelopment of the very popular facility, including a new feature show court, as Meryl Friend reports.
We're here at Cardinia Park with the $1.4 million redevelopment of the netball court. The 12 tired old courts have been replaced by 9 competition standard courts, and there's new lighting, and it's a fantastic facility for Geelong.
Oh, it's a great facility, Meryl. It really does top the park off, doesn't it? Netball's probably the fastest growing sport in Australia. Both men and women play it. It's every night of the week, Saturdays and Sundays. So, how good's that?
And what sort of funding has the city contributed?
Around $900,000 here, so it was a solid contribution. But the reality to it is, what we're about is trying to give good facilities for our ratepayers, and it's not only our ratepayers. It's a regional facility, so a lot of people from outside the region will use it. And we've got the 2 netball associations combined together now as one. We've got Football Geelong using it as well. So yeah, it's just a good facility for everyone.
Previously we had asphalt courts. And they had a little bit of hills in them, so it was okay to play on, but clearly the new surface is a lot better.
Would have been a bit dangerous, I guess, too.
Yeah, falling over on asphalt, a few grazed knees every now and again.
So what have they provided here now for you?
So now we have had, we've got a new centre court and a new surface, and basically it's not slippery as the last lot of courts that we're in.
We've amalgamated with Geelong Netball Association and Geelong Unity Netball Association, which is the 2 primary user groups down here at Cardinia Park. And yeah, so far things are going really well. It'll be great.
What does it mean for you to be amalgamated?
Well, I think it takes the load off some of our volunteers, because we're all volunteer people down here, so our time runs really short. We'll be able to increase our participation numbers. We'll also be able to run more courses for umpires and coaches, and obviously the better courts will make a huge difference.
Well, I'm representing Hugh Delahunty, the Minister for Sport and Recreation, and he's a ex-footballer but a passionate supporter of netball, and I think it's fantastic how netball is growing and has been accepted by both men and women as a very important and equal, if not more important in terms of activities than football. And so this facility here at Cardinia Park will put the association really on the map and have a great facility for the whole of Geelong.
From Cardinia Park, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
A new manufacturing plant that constructs and supplies high fire-resistant products to the electricity transmission and distribution sector was officially opened in Geelong this week by Victorian Premier Ted Baillieu. Debbie Meaney was there for News Geelong.
The Premier Ted Baillieu was in Geelong today, opening a wonderful plant, Delahunty Poles, which is particularly important with the Bushfire Royal Commission's findings. We caught up with him and a few of the other dignitaries at the plant.
Australia's a big country. I think everybody understands that, and the distribution of electrical assets is obviously difficult and challenging. And obviously in Victoria we have the extra challenge of prospective bushfires, and indeed in other states, other jurisdictions likewise. So what's happened here has been an extraordinary story. It's a story of innovation, it's a story of design, and it's a story of commitment to manufacturing and a commitment to this region, and a commitment to serving the needs of the Victorian community in particular.
I've always been in the pole business with wood poles and other types of poles and that sort of thing. We're in the overhead power line industry.
And you found this in the States, is that correct?
Found it in the States, and it's a new development that's been done by Saint-Gobain from France, which is now Dow Corning. And they developed the process with a special type of cement that doesn't have sulfates and things in it. And as soon as I saw it, I realised what a fantastic thing it was. And I thought, we've just got to get this for Australia with our bushfires and all that problem.
Yes.
And so we sort of signed up a licence, which we have for Australia, New Zealand and Southeast Asia. But we found that we're doing much more than the original licensors ever did. They were more as a pilot plant and that sort of stuff. We're in full production with full-scale poles. So we're sort of teaching them how to do it now.
Yes, and you're teaching these young guns. You're at it 6 days a week.
Yes, that's right,
That's
flat out.
incredible, incredible. Oh, thank you for your time this morning.
Good.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
You know, it's a wonder someone didn't think of it before, but weaving fiberglass and concrete and making poles out of them, you know, easily inspected for the infrastructure inside them. It's a great idea, and, you know, it's just, it's terrific to have it expanded down here in Geelong, and, you know, there's no doubt with the fires of 2009, you know, this will be more sustainable. And another thing, we don't cut down old growth forests, you know, so yeah, it's a win-win, isn't it?
In Moorlap, this is Debbie Meaney for News Geelong.
Thank you, Debbie. And interestingly, the poles have a smooth, waterproof surface that makes climbing by animals far more difficult as well. The coming weekend will mark the 80th anniversary of the founding of the Geelong Philatelic Society on exactly the same dated weekend as in 1931. Meryl Friend puts her stamp on this report.
We're interviewing Charles Cameron, who's the Press Secretary for the Geelong Philatelic Society, and they're celebrating their 80th anniversary this year, and with an exhibition in August at the Geelong West Town Hall.
Society is a group of that collects stamps, but also postal history and all sorts of things that illustrate the way mails were conveyed. 1840 marks the year when we first had stamps published or printed in Great Britain. And Australia followed suit in 10 years later, and it's rolled on from there. And some people collect stamps that are very old. Some won't get the newer ones because they're not as expensive.
And so it's a very special year for your society. It's the 80th anniversary.
It is indeed, Meryl. This is our 80th year, as you said. We were founded in 1931. A group that came together in the library at in the TAFE College down in Geelong.
So to celebrate the 80th anniversary this year at Geelong West Hall, what have we got happening?
We've got an event called GPEX 80, which the 80 represents our 80 years, of course, and that encompasses 3 days from August the 5th through to August the 7th, so Friday through to Sunday. And that's going to be dedicated to everything stamps. The feature of it will be a national stamp exhibition, the first ever such exhibition in regional Victoria. So we're a little bit chuffed about that.
Terrific. Well, hopefully we can get lots of our viewers down to have a look at all the collections.
Yeah, that sounds terrific.
Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. This is News Geelong as we go to a break and return with sport and weather after this.